Okay, this will probably be the last one in the Holmes box fan series, at least for now. And this is going to be a comparison between the 90s model versus the current model, HABF 20. Now, I'm a little biased because I really don't like these things. I just never have. But anyway, we're going to try to give it a fair comparison. That one over here, despite its kind of cheap construction, it has a Macmillan motor, moves good air, and I mean, it's an overall decent quality fan. I mean, it's no Lakewood, but I mean, it's not bad for what it is, and is over, I wouldn't say better built, but I mean, compared to this, yeah, I would definitely say this is better built. But one on the right, now I will say they did kind of improve on the blade when they took over the Lakewood patent. Because I mean, the previous fan that I did a video on, which used a very similar blade but without the braces, you know, they were very light for one, and for two, they like to flop around everywhere. This one kind of does that, but it's not as bad. But other than that, this fan is just not the greatest. And it may not be long for the world after this video, honestly. But that's for a future video, and I'm not going to get into that yet. But we'll flip it around here. This thing's been sitting in my junk pile for a while. I found it in the trash a few years ago. It runs like crap, but I mean, I kept it around for a few videos to compare fans with. And this will probably be its last hurrah. And the one on the right or left has the Macmillan motor. Handle on the back still like that one, but the switch is at least on the front so you can turn it on and off without having to reach around the back like this one. This one has a little cheapy Chinese motor. Not sure who made it or anything, I just know it's a dinky little motor. G58CP, whatever that is, and it uses the Lakewood boombox cord as well, and has this kind of, it's to basically put the cord so you don't trip over it. That's what this is supposed to be for, but it generally never works because it just gets pulled out like that. And the frame, it's made out of a kind of cheap metal. Very similar to a Lasco frame, honestly, but not quite as solidly built. And yeah, there's the Holmes logo there. And like I said, they took over the Lakewood brace blade patent. When Lakewood went away, they bought the rights to it. And yes, I know it's dirty and filthy and gross. I don't give a crap, honestly. I cleaned it up a little bit when I first got it, and then it got used. And then, because for a while, this was actually my bathroom fan at my old house. And, yeah, it ended up coming with me. And I haven't really used it ever since. So I don't know, but you'll see why in a minute. This one, typical Macmillan motor. We've already kind of went through everything on that. Now, here's an interesting point to make. They did make them thinner, believe it or not. This thing is actually thinner than that. Don't know how they managed to make that work, but they did. And it's also shorter. Just slightly. But yeah. So, time to do the comparison, I guess. So we'll start it on low. And this one on low. Yeah. It runs like crap. Now this one does wobble. But I can already feel more air coming out of that than I can this. And that one's making some weird noises. But anyway, don't want to keep them on low too long. We'll go to medium. That's the medium. This one's actually moving pretty good air. This one ain't too bad. Not great though. This one runs at higher RPMs. This one's a little bit slower. But definitely feel more air coming from that than I do the other one. I mean, just for, so you can, it's moving air. This one's, I mean, there's probably a cross breeze, but not as much. Anyway, here's high. Now I could definitely feel more air coming from that than I can this. Lakewood did a better job with the brace blade than Holmes ever could. And spin down. Let's see who has the longer coast down. I'm willing to bet the last one is probably going to have a better coast down. That one stayed with it pretty well. Yeah, that one won. That actually has a pretty nice coast down for what it is. So yeah, the final video in the Holmes box fan trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. This one probably won't stay around much longer, because, well, it's an overall piece of crap, and I do not care for it. Lakewood did a better job with the brace blade, in my opinion, than Holmes could ever do. I mean, they bought out, Lakewood actually used a better motor compared to what they use in these, for one, and for two, well, I mean, it all just goes down to the motor. These don't move hardly any air. This does move air, which is a good thing, because that's what a fan's supposed to do. It's not supposed to spin around and look pretty. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.